her nickname is Kimari.
Yeah, Kimari, because her name is Tamaki.
That's right.
Her last name is Tamaki Mari.
Yeah.
And she is the standard good girl.
Yep.
That she just goes to school, do what her parents tell her, and she lives this very unordinary life like every high school student. Because like I identify myself with that. Because like in high school my life was boring. It's like it was a bit interesting, but for the most of it, I would just wake up. I knew that my duty was studying and getting decent grades. Yeah. And after that, it was like, I would go out of school, go eat, do homework, maybe play some video games or hang out with friends.
Oh, yeah. And that's like high school life.
Yeah, every now and then go to parties, but I never really been the one to go to crazy parties, so I was really reserved.
Oh, sure. Oh, yes.
And Mari is exactly the same. She has
one friend. She probably talks with other kids, but it's like her life is just her home life and then school life, and she has a best friend, and she feels really unfulfilled with her life in high school. But I had similar experience also in high school.
So it's like, I mean, right from the get-go, you identify yourself with the main character. So like with Mari, she's just there. She's just living a boring life. I mean, we can say it and nothing really bad happens.
Yeah, and the thing is, she recognizes that. Yeah. She feels it. And so it's not just that she is living a boring high school life. She's very... she feels unfulfilled. She's
not satisfied with that. Because, I mean, thinking back in my high school days, it's like... Yeah. Maybe it was a boring life or like... Yeah. Not with really exciting events. Yeah. But I was okay with that.
Exactly.
But she isn't, and she has kind of like this bucket list of things to do before she's done with high school. Yeah. Because once you go from that transition of high school to college to adulthood, it's like, there's a reason of why there are not a lot of animes or exciting shows about just adults, because it's harder. Yes, harder to look at the reality of the boring routine of an adult.
Oh yes.
But for kids, it's still a lot easier, if you will, to say that, because she just has one item on her bucket list, and it's like live her youth to like the maximum or something like that.
Yeah, she literally has a journal from her first year of high school, and that's what it has basically, like have a fulfilling youth. Yeah, and that's the second page. But then the rest of it, you could probably assume it's empty. So she probably forgot about it in her first year. But this is her second year now. And she pulls up her journal and she's like reminded of this. And I think that's the point where she goes to her best friend and is like, I really want to have a fulfilling youth, or something along those lines. And it's like, just skip school.
Yeah, it's like skipping school. Okay, skipping school. Yeah, that's a dangerous thing for a normal high school kid. Yeah. I mean, I remember the first time I skipped school, I was almost crapping in my pants because I was like, what if someone discovers us? And the guy that I was skipping school with, he's like, dude, just shut up and like follow me. And I was like, okay. This is like, really? We were like on a prison break, and it's like, okay.
Oh, no way.
I mean, I got caught. I got grounded.
Really? Oh man.
I mean, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault, because then the rest of my class decided to also skip school.
Oh, well, then there's nothing you can do.
And we got caught. It's like, you idiots.
Oh, okay. That's a huge fiasco then. Whoa. Like, okay, yeah. Like, a couple of students skipping school, yeah, the teacher is going to be pretty mad.
Yeah, but half the class
like half
skipped.
School.
And it was like 1 hour after we skipped.
Okay,
because the teacher arrived.
They'll get on your case for
he
sure.
got classes, and we were like, "Oh, this is boring."
Okay.
That guy, a friend was like, "Hey, do you want to go out from here?" I was like, "Sure, let's do it." I was like, I'm feeling adventurous, and so we left. 1 hour later, half of the class left.
Yeah,
we got caught. Obviously.
Yeah, so, I remember so it was like the last week of school and whatnot. I would skip class, but it was like I was graduating, so it's like, okay. But yeah, she is told just skip school, something like that, and so she tries.
And she does.
She does. Yeah.
Kind of.
Right. Whoops.
But then she ends up going to class.
Yeah.
And her friend is like, "Why are you here? I thought you were going to skip classes." And she's like, "Well, it's raining, so the weather's not the best."
Yeah. And like, and she was getting wet, and it was scary and whatnot. But then the friend, do you remember her name? What was her name again?
Yeah.
Because the best friend, I would say, was the one who did kind of push her to like do this.
Megumi.
Oh yeah, that was her name. That's right. So it was Megumi who basically told her. Well, she was like in class, and she was saying, like, "Why are you back here?" And so she was trying to get to the root of the problem, because like being scared and it was raining and stuff. Yeah, that's like maybe her reasons, but she was like, "Why did you not go?"
Yeah.
To
because it's like,
why didn't you
girl,
do it?
you said you were gonna say something, and she's like, "But I've never done it. Have you done it?" And Megumi's like, "Of course. Who has not done it?" And she's like,
"Oh yeah,
teach me, master."
For skipping school. Oh yeah, that was so great. Yeah. Oh, that was so great.
And so.
Oh yes.
Everything remains the same for her until like that same day after school at night, while she's on the train station, she sees a girl running, and then an envelope falls off from her backpack, her purse, whatever. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, okay, like, wait.
Oh yeah, you just sure is.
She leaves, and she's like, what's this? It's like...
A million yen.
A million yen.
Wow.
There are a million yen in this shady envelope. Dropped by what seemed to be a high school girl too.
Yeah. Who possibly went to the same high school by the uniform. But yeah. She freaks out.
Yeah, so she went again to her role model, her best friend Megumi, and she's like, "Oh, I found 1 million yen," and her friend also freaks out.
Yep.
And it's like,
a million yen.
How do you find that? So she decides to look for the owner of the 1 million yen. Because let me tell you, I would have found 1 million yen.
Oh, yeah.
They were your 1 million yen. Now they're mine. And
oh, yes. And what was that? Oh, skipping town? Oh, I just found it on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
she's determined.
She's not a big brown Mexican who would
Wait, what? Oh, no.
who would keep the 1 million yen.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
and I would never. While she's looking for the person, she happens to see her. That she sees a girl that goes to the restroom, and this girl just turns everything into mayhem. Because she starts punching the doors and she's like, what the heck is happening here? Right. And the other girl's like screaming, 1 million. Yeah. 1 million.
1 million. Yep.
And so she goes out, they face each other, and she's like, how you doing? I found your 1 million. And so she goes crazy. She's like, oh, thank you. Yeah. This girl, her name is Kobicho. I practice her name. Oh, yeah. Kobuchisawa Shirase.
Yeah, that's right.